Annyeonghaseyo. This is Martin reporting to you live from Asan, South Korea, Soonchunhyang University. This is week number 10 and the week right after midterms, and that means there's only 8 weeks before we're in finals week. So there's a bit of a ride left, but it will be over before I know it, like I've said before. And of course, this video, as all my videos, are brought to you in part thanks to a generous scholarship from the Benjamin A. Gilman International Studies Foundation, or Benjamin A. Gilman International Foundation. But thank you once again to the Gilman+Scholarship. So, now that midterms are over, I can tell you that they were just as easy as I thought they'd be. Like I said last week, apparently our Korean language midterm was exactly the same as the 1D level, which is not necessarily what we were expecting. But anyway, with a 5-day weekend, I mostly took day trips with a friend to show him a few things that he hadn't seen before. Like last Saturday, we went together to the War Memorial and the Sarangche. So, again, those places are highly recommended. Anyway, so something I learned on Sunday that will be very important to you if you come to South Korea is when you get into a taxi, make sure that your driver understands for certain where you want to go, because we were trying to get to a church service in Cheonan. We left late, so we tried to take a taxi to the nearest subway station to where the church is, because it's only a 5-minute walk to that church from the station. And when we got in, first I told the driver Bongmyeon Station, and he asked Bongmyeon Cheonan to confirm, and I said yeah. He seemed to understand. But then later, one of the other people in our group was pointing on the GPS to ask, you're going to turn here, right? Like, this is where it is? And I suppose that the driver must have assumed that we wanted to go to that station instead, which means that we ended up at Baebang Station, not Bongmyeon Station. And despite the fact that they both start with a B, Baebang is a lot closer to Sinchang, which means that we still had to jump on the train and go over to Bongmyeon. We ended up being half an hour late for the church service, but that's okay because the church itself was padlocked, so I guess it pays to pay attention to the announcements in the church, even when they're in Korean. I do think I remember something about the 7:30 service on Sunday being cancelled for some reason. So, trust your instincts. That's all I can say. But we did go to a McDonald's instead. And what I can tell you about McDonald's in Korea is that a lot of the menu items are in fact the same. Prices are a little bit more expensive, but it's not too bad. You're going to pay more in Itaewon at Burger King than you do at McDonald's in Cheonan. So it's all a matter of location, I suppose. They do have a bulgogi burger, which is the Korean sauce that they put on beef. It is a separate dish called bulgogi. They've just turned it into burger form, which I haven't tried yet because I'm kind of uneasy about it, to be honest. Not sure how it would taste, because some Western style food here is, well, the best description I've heard was from another international student. They called it Bush League, so just keep that in mind. Besides, the Korean food is better for you, usually, and it usually tastes better. So if you have a choice between the burger and, say, kimchi bogeumppap, go for the kimchi bogeumppap. Seriously. It's not too spicy, it's really good, and it's cheap. plus Korean restaurants, get all the side dishes you want. It's awesome. So I guess that's it for part 1. So I'm trying to limit my segments to 5 minutes in order for the audio to be a little bit better. So in part 2, I'll tell you about just other things about life at Soonchunhyang that have come up recently. And watch part 2, please.